Warlocks, what's going on? It's your time to join the Aeon cults. Now I've made a Titan Aeon build and now it's time for you Warlocks. So this build is designed to help your allies in those harder activities, that being Nightfalls, Empire hunts and all that good stuff. So guys, hit that subscribe and drop a rating, but now let's get straight into it. So this Aeon build is of course designed to work in harder activities and is actually really underrated for what it can offer, but I'm not going to waste any time telling you what this build can do because I'm actually just going to go through it all with you. So like my other build videos, we are going to start with the loadout, and with this build we're using a pulse rifle and unstoppable rounds and a divinity to help our allies, but also a rocket launcher for our heavy. Now you don't have to use these and you can use what you like, but I thought this paired really well with the mods we're going to be using later. But moving into our subclass, we are running a well of Radiance, which comes with the subclass perk that regenerates our abilities when allies are healed or empowered. Definitely a nice perk there, but alongside that we are using Guiding Flame, which will burn enemies and empower us and nearby allies when using our melee ability, and Divine Protection to convert our grenade into a healing one. Definitely good to support our allies and it really does save lives most of the time. But moving into the armor for the helmet, we're running the Swift Charge mod to become Charge of Light from rapid pulse rifle kills, but again you can change these to suit your loadout. But with this we have hands on, and that's so our secondary Swift Charge mod can activate, which will give us a chance to drop special ammo for our allies on pulse rifle kills. Now for the gauntlets though, we are using the Aeon SOul exotic, and I'm just going to point this out right now that I have made a Phoenix Protocol build, so if you want to see that you can view the playlist with that video in if you want, it is linked below. But this is the second Well of Radiance build I've made, and this is the next exotic we're using. Now that said, let's continue. So this exotic comes with a few different Aeon cult mods, and the one we're using is the Sect of Force, where rapid precision hits with a weapon temporarily increases your reload and weapon swap speed. And this is good if you're using Divinity because you'll hit your own crits all the time, and then you can quickly swap to a rocket launcher and fire it, reload, then swap back and then just repeat. So it's pretty nice to get those sneaky rocket shots out during boss DPS moments. But this exotic also gives allies grenade and melee energy when we stun a champion or defeat bosses and mini bosses, which is nice if your team are using good builds, as this will help them out and make their builds even better. But moving on for our main mods, we're running the Taken Charge to become Charge of Light from all pickups, and of course the Unstoppable Pulse Rifle, but you'll need to change this out depending on your Nightfall or activity and what champions are currently on rotation. Now for the chest though, we are using Energy Converter, and this lets us get up to 50% of our super back when throwing a grenade. This is to make up for the lost Phoenix Protocol, so this will help get our Well of Radiance back faster, but with this we just have our usual damage resistant mods. Anyhow, moving into our leg armor, we have Supercharge for extra stacks to make our energy converter worth using, and reduce grenade cooldown on all pickup as well, as we want our grenade back as quick as possible to throw for that super energy. Lastly though, for the class we are using Charged Up for the final 5th stack of Charge of Light, and Sundering Glare to weaken enemies even more, as this actually stacks with your Well of Radiance and Divinity and can also be triggered by Divinity too, so it's pretty much the best mod in the game to use when using other damage buffs and debuffs. But for your stats, you want to max out Intellect and Discipline, as you want to get your super and grenade fairly quick, as we are a build designed to support our allies. Now like most builds, this isn't perfect or the complete best, but it's definitely not bad and is usable in those harder endgame activities. And if you want to change things around with the build, you can, and I actually recommend you do have a play around with it and experiment with different things, because there's so many different ways and combinations you can use certain exotics for. Also I want to point this out as well, but if you don't want to use Divinity, you can use a Bad Juju to get your super faster, or a legendary weapon with the Fresh perk. There's honestly so many different ways to use this build, and any build really, so just use what you think will work best for you. But that is all for this one. Next you should go check out the playlist, as I have literally tons of new season 13 builds, and we'll be expanding this playlist as time goes on for future seasons and expansions of Destiny 2 to come in the future. So for now, hit that subscribe, drop a rating, leave a comment and share, and I'll see you all in the next one.